This is close to my heart because I've battled the disease of addiction myself. Prior to choosing a life of recovery, I spent 16 years using and abusing drugs, substances, alcohol, anything that I could get my hands on. And when I finally was able to make that transition from a life of despair, destruction, to a life of recovery, things started getting better. And I came from a family who was supportive. I came from a family who was there emotionally, physically, financially, and I had a lot of opportunity. I just squandered it my entire life. And when I finally made this change, I don't want to say it was easy to make the change, but I had a lot of support to help me through that change process. And I remember a specific moment when I was in a 15-month treatment program. There was another man sitting next to me, and he was getting ready to leave the program. And I had asked him, well, what's your plan? And he kind of didn't have a response. And I said, well, where are you going when you leave? And he said, I don't have anywhere to go. And I said, what do you mean you don't have anywhere to go? And his response was, I don't have any family. I have no opportunity when I leave this program. And I remember, it's something I remember to this day, and it was 5 years ago that this happened. And it's kind of what spearheaded me in the direction of wanting to help other people. Being someone who had the opportunity and the support, and then seeing somebody right next to me who spent just as much time, put in just as much hard work to change over 15 months, now has to go out of treatment to a homeless shelter with no job opportunities, no family support, no emotional support, nothing. And I just kept thinking, like, what are this guy's chances of succeeding in recovery? And for me, based on the national statistics of relapse, it was next to nothing. And it just bothered me. And I didn't think that it was fair that somebody who had the opportunity prior to choosing a life of recovery and then has that after choosing that life of recovery should excel, while the guy who did just as much hard work won't excel. So, ever since I got into this field, I've always wanted to try to create and develop things that give opportunity to people. And now that we're here at Hope Valley, we can really put that vision into play. And, our goal is we want to take the broken and do everything we can to repair them. So when you see the guys that have latched on to this platter of opportunity, and they're starting to put all of these pieces together, and their lives are starting to change while they're still in treatment, that's the beautiful part of it. And that's what I yearn to see every day when I come to work. And it's a beautiful thing. And our goal is that every client who walks through these doors would just grab that opportunity and run with it. Unfortunately, not everybody does. But our job isn't to dictate who does and who doesn't. Our job is to provide it and hope that they grab onto it. And my reasoning for doing this is simply to see the growth that people get from the opportunity that's given to them. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. We are, a lot of the times in treatment, in the world of managing treatment, we're bound by regulations put by insurance companies, length of stay regulated by the insurance companies. So it's up to us to figure out a way to provide this long-term care so that we can properly administer all the tools that are on the platter of opportunity. And that's the challenge. And we continue to rework programs and adjust things so that we can give people as much time as possible in a therapeutic and healthy environment while they work on these things and they start putting all these pieces together. And our goal is to do just that. Continue providing long-term treatment that encompasses not just primary presenting problems or secondary presenting problems, but all the tertiary presenting problems that most treatment facilities don't treat. which is homelessness, joblessness, lack of social skills, lack of life skills, inability to care for self. Those are almost just as important as the substance use and or mental health presenting problems that they come here with. So, our job is just continue pushing and continue building an environment that fosters an opportunity for everybody to grab that platter and run with it. I just want to remind anybody who might be watching this that, the epidemic of substance use and overdose continues to increase. And what can we do as an individual to help this problem? And it simply boils down to communication and reaching out. Nearly everybody that I've ever met has been impacted by this disease in some form or fashion, whether personally, directly, or indirectly. And it's my job as an individual, if I want to see this get better, to reach out to those who are struggling, partner with community organizations that want to provide help. Whatever I can do on a daily basis to push people into treatment, put them in touch with people who can help them get into treatment. That's something that I have to do. So I implore anyone who's watching to, notice the people around you. And if they seem to be struggling, lend an ear to them. Most people who suffer from this disease are good people. They're in a tough spot and they just need help. So I hope that as a community, whether locally, statewide, that we can continue to look at the people suffering from addiction as people who just need help. And I think if we do that and push them in the right direction, that we can start to see more change throughout the community.